The anime begins with Wang Ling almost causing a disaster while trying to save his beloved Sun Rong. Eventually, he manages to rescue her, and they journey back in time. However, Sun Rong doesn't remember the event or her feelings for him. Afterward, the Devil Frog warns Wang Ling against any actions that could harm the universe. He explains that Wang Ling's interference with cause and effect has greatly reduced the world's spiritual power. In another scene, Zhou Yi meets his superior to report on Zheng Luying's failed attempt to kill Sun Rong. Despite capturing Zheng Luying, Zhou Yi couldn't uncover details about who hired her and the Shadow faction for the assassination. Noticing a significant increase in spiritual energy during the spiritual sword competition, Zhou Yi volunteers to investigate its cause. Meanwhile, at Faction 60 High School, Sun Rong and her friends are worried about Wang Ling's behavior. Although he won the spiritual sword competition, Wang Ling only wants a peaceful life, contrary to their concerns. Shortly after, Pun Shenchong entered the advanced class and declared that all students would undergo an exam to evaluate their spiritual energy at the intermediate level. Those who don't pass will be expelled from the advanced class. When Sun Rong and Chao Chen noticed Wang Ling's low spiritual strength score, they offered to help him pass the test, but he declined and walked away. Later, Gu Hou begged Wang Ling to assist him in making a golden pill to increase his spiritual strength. Gu Hou feared being kicked out of the advanced class after discovering his weak spiritual energy at the intermediate level. After much persuasion, Wang Ling agreed to help and sought assistance from the Devil Frog. Meanwhile, Master Wang gathered the students in the field for the upcoming spiritual strength assessment. After explaining the exam's rules, he instructed them to take the test individually. At the same time, Wang Ling was in the alchemy room helping Gu Hou create the golden pill. They almost got caught by Pun Shenchong, who entered unexpectedly. Gu Hou hastily took the pill, but it made his strength uncontrollable. Wang Ling intervened to prevent chaos, but ended up fainting for an hour. When Wang Ling regained consciousness, Gu Hou was called by Master Wang for the test. Gu Hou grew frustrated, realizing the effects of the golden pill would wear off soon, possibly causing him to fail the test. Surprisingly, Gu Hou managed to pass the test, thanks to the boost from Wang Ling, which enhanced his spiritual strength. However, when it was Wang Ling's turn, Master Wang assumed his spiritual energy was weak and provided him with a helmet. To everyone's surprise, Wang Ling's spiritual power was immensely potent, causing a surge of energy capable of disrupting electricity in a city and globally diminishing spiritual power, as observed by the space station. Witnessing this, Master Wang and others tried to disconnect the cable linked to the energy source, but they couldn't succeed until Wang Ling entrusted his spiritual sword, Jingke, to Sun Rong, telling her to cut the cable. Sun Rong's sword stroke caused significant damage, creating a rupture in the dimensional boundaries, affecting another world. The scene shifts to the Demon Emperor, who becomes aware of a disturbance in his realm. His advisor tells him about a significant rupture in the chasm connecting to the human world. Hearing this, the Demon Emperor recalls assigning a demon lord named Tunshinha, who is the Devil Frog, to conquer the human realm. He realizes Tunshinha has failed to fulfill his orders since humans haven't been eradicated. The Demon Emperor grows even more furious upon learning that the human world is continuously draining spiritual energy from the demon realm due to a drastic decrease in its spiritual power. Understanding the Demon Emperor's anger towards Tunshinha for the failed conquest, the advisor rushes to the human world to deliver a message to the Devil Frog about the Emperor's impending visit. Elsewhere, the Devil Frog receives an unexpected message from the Demon Master about his impending visit to the human world. In response, the Devil Frog seeks sanctuary at Wang Ling's home. However, upon arrival, he doesn't reveal the purpose of his visit and simply mentions that he missed Wang Ling. Meanwhile, Pun Shenchong, Wang Ling's teacher, plans to visit his home due to his low spiritual strength score. Additionally, she comes because the school's electricity bill rose after Wang Ling's actions during the recent spiritual strength test. At the same time, the Demon Master arrives in the human world, but struggles to locate Tunshinha because his pupil intentionally conceals his spiritual energy. Eventually, Wang Ling discovers that the Devil Frog sought refuge at his place to evade his master's pursuit. After this revelation, the Devil Frog confides in Jingke and Wang Ling that his master is an ancient demon with millions of years of existence and possesses unimaginable power. He expresses fear of the Demon Master, recounting the torturous training he endured under his mentorship. Later that evening, Wang Ling's father asks the devil frog to seal Wang Ling's spiritual energy. However, the seal is placed incorrectly, causing Wang Ling to suddenly speak in an unknown language due to leaked spiritual energy. Fortunately, the devil frog consumes the leaked energy, preventing any harm. But Pun Shenchong arrives at the house before they can fix the seal. Wang Ling's parents warmly welcome the teacher, but they soon notice Wang Ling's odd behavior towards her. To distract Pun Shenchong, Wang Ling's mother gives her a house tour, allowing Wang Ling's father and the devil frog to fix the seal. However, despite their efforts, the previous release of spiritual energy causes the furniture in the house to animate and move on its own. To restore order, Wang Ling utilizes the devil frog as his ally. Meanwhile, his mother takes Pun Shenchong to a room and shares a somewhat embellished version of Wang Ling's past, emphasizing his isolation and lack of friends. Hearing his life story, Pun Shenchong realizes she shouldn't judge him solely based on his weak spiritual strength. Elsewhere, after searching for some time, the demon master finally locates the devil frog's whereabouts and hurries to Wang Ling's house. Terrified upon realizing his master knows where he is, Wang Ling faints. Simultaneously, during the cleanup, Wang Ling's seal is damaged, triggering a powerful burst of spiritual energy from his body. This burst unintentionally kills the demon master, just as he approaches Wang Ling's house. Upon learning of the demon master's death and discovering only his funeral wreath, the devil frog is shocked, puzzled by the sudden turn of events. Meanwhile, Pun Shenchong bids farewell to Wang Ling's parents, expressing her intention to focus more on emotional education to better understand her students' challenges. The scene then shifts to 10 years ago, before the devil frog's attack on the human world. Just before the devil frog's arrival, a man named Sun Rent and his wife, Yu are seen boarding a flying sword for an assassination mission. However, the flight experiences turbulence due to a sudden surge of spiritual energy. Despite warnings from the flight attendant to remain seated and fasten their seatbelts, Yu disregards the caution and is subsequently blown out of the plane when severe damage occurs to the tail. Returning to the present, Hu Hao recounts the incident, mentioning that after the airplane accident, Sun Rent and his wife mysteriously disappeared. Rumors suggest that Sun Rent is hiding near Faction 60 High School, and some students claim to have encountered him there. Soon after, Pun Shenchong entered the classroom and announced that a student from the regular class would be promoted to the elite class due to her high score on the spiritual strength test. This student, Lin Shouyu, happened to be the same girl Wang Ling encountered in the alternate world he created while trying to save Sun Rong. Jingke also noticed her familiarity but couldn't remember why. Following this, Pun Shenchong informed the students that she would be substituting for Master Wang, who was occupied with important matters. It turned out Master Wang was assisting Zhou Yi in locating Zheng Luying's sister, Zheng Liyuwei, a member of the Shadow faction. They managed to track her spiritual energy only to fall into a trap. Zheng Liyuwei had infiltrated Faction 60 High School to rescue her imprisoned sister. Meanwhile, while Gu Hao and Chan Xiao were discussing Sun Rent with Wang Ling, they spotted Zheng Liyuwei at their school and discreetly followed her. Eventually, they reached a room where they realized someone had been secretly residing. Shortly afterward, they heard footsteps approaching, prompting Wang Ling and the others to hide. To their surprise, Lin Shouyu entered the room, revealing that she had been living there all along. They engaged in a minor altercation with her until accidentally discovering a hidden chamber behind a door. At the same time, Zheng Liyuwei discovers her sister imprisoned in the dungeon. However, instead of freeing her, she seems intent on seeking revenge by ending her sister's life. Wang Ling and his classmates find themselves amidst this situation, prompting them to hastily instruct Jingke to transport them to another safer location, as the underground rooms are filled with traps. The scene shifts to Zheng Liyuwei revealing the woman's identity as Sun Rent's wife. She recounts being pulled into the demon world after the incident and suffering there as a translator between the realms. Zheng Liyuwei accuses her sister of orchestrating the events from 10 years ago, claiming she aimed to take over her position as the Shadow faction's leader. Despite Zheng Luying's protests of innocence, her sister remains unconvinced and tries to shoot an arrow at her. However, Master Wang intervenes just in time to stop the attack. Meanwhile, Wang Ling remembers the events from 10 years ago, when his fight with the devil frog accidentally hit the flying sword boat carrying Sun Rent and his wife. Although he saved the passengers of the airplane, he didn't know Yu was thrown out of the boat. In another development, Zheng Liyuwei reunites with Master Wang and realizes he is her husband. They express their love for each other after a decade of separation, though their romantic moment leaves Zheng Liuwei feeling uneasy. As Wang Ling and his classmates finally leave the room, they unexpectedly come across Master Wang and Zheng Liuwei, deeply engaged in their affectionate reunion. A few days later, Master Wang stresses the importance of maintaining the spiritual sword to ensure its durability and strength. He explains that neglecting proper care could lead to permanent damage. Jingke realizes he has never performed maintenance on his sword and is given permission by Wang Ling to do so himself. Returning home from school, Sun Rong warns her friends against careless handling of their spiritual swords. Subsequently, Sun Rong leads them to the renowned spiritual sword flagship shop for us in the city. Upon arrival, they are surprised to meet Lin Xiaoyu, who works as a spiritual sword caretaker there. During their conversation with Xiaoyu, they learn about her past, where she lived solely with her older sister since childhood. However, at the age of 8, Xiaoyu's sister disappeared while refining a spirit sword, never to return. Hoping to reunite with her sister, Xiaoyu took up work at various spiritual sword shops, while also meeting her daily needs. Due to financial constraints, she was forced to live in an unused room at school. Shortly after, Tang Jingze from Faction 59 High School arrived with his 2 friends, intending to take care of his numerous spirit swords, indicating a significant task ahead. Tang Jingze insisted that Xiaoyu complete the maintenance of all his swords quickly, as he planned to collect them the following day. Despite Sun Rong's attempt to defend Xiaoyu, stating it was impossible for her to finish all the sword treatments in time, Xiaoyu refrained from getting into a conflict with Tang Jingze to avoid risking her job. Instead, she agreed to work overtime to meet his demands. Recognizing Xiaoyu's passion for spiritual swords despite not owning one herself, Sun Rong decides to buy a spirit sword for her. However, Wang Ling suggests the idea of crafting the spirit sword instead of buying it outright, which is approved by Sun Rong and the others. They wait for Xiaoyu to return home before starting the forging process. To begin, they gather the necessary materials for crafting the spirit sword. Wang Ling takes charge of designing the sword, with everyone agreeing to his concept. While assessing the spiritual strength of the materials they have, Gu Hao and Chan Chao are amazed by the potency of the Demon Master's wreath material that Wang Ling acquired, suggesting its origins lie beyond the human cultivation realm. Despite this revelation, they proceed with the forging process without further concern. The next day, as Xiaoyu arrived to start her work, Sun Rong and the others approached her, presenting the spiritual sword they had crafted the previous night. Upon seeing the sword, Xiaoyu burst into tears as it matched her sister's scabbard. She expressed deep gratitude to her friends for their thoughtfulness and joy for finally owning a spiritual sword of her own. However, their happiness was short-lived as Tang Jingze arrived, eager to conduct a trial test of a sword and challenging Xiaoyu to a duel with her spiritual sword. Sun Rong tried to step in to protect Xiaoyu, but was powerless as it turned out Tang Jingze was the owner of the flagship shop. The trial test began, initially showcasing Tang Jingze and his impressive spiritual sword. He even seemed to attack Xiaoyu recklessly, apparently ignoring her safety. However, as the clash between their swords intensified, Tang Jingze suddenly felt a daunting aura emanating from Xiaoyu's sword. Sun Rong and the others also sensed this, prompting Wang Ling to explain that Xiaoyu's sword was absorbing the spiritual energies of both Tang Jingze and his spiritual sword. Shortly after, an object streaked towards them, shattering Tang Jingze's spiritual sword before he could be fatally injured, as his spiritual energy was absorbed by Xiaoyu's sword. It was revealed that Jingke, who had just returned after receiving extensive treatment, had saved Tang Jingze. The person who administered the treatment turned out to be none other than Xiaoyu's older sister. Relieved to see Xiaoyu unharmed, Sun Rong and the others expressed their happiness. Later that night at school, the Demon Master revived after being defeated by Wang Ling earlier. However, he realized he had lost his wreath and attacked Xiaoyu, who possessed it. Enraged to discover his wreath had melted and become material for a spiritual sword, the Demon Master seized control of Xiaoyu. Upon discovering Sun Rong's connection with Xiaoyu, the Demon Master seemed pleased, expressing his intention to avenge the demons who had conflicts with her ancestors. A few days later, a girl was seen giving a lucky charm to a young man she had a crush on. As it was the autumn festival, cultivators had a tradition of gifting lucky charms to relatives or close friends to ensure their wishes for the year are fulfilled. Unfortunately, her talisman was confiscated by Master Wang, leaving her deeply saddened. Meanwhile, Sun Rong had planned to give someone a lucky charm. However, witnessing Master Wang confiscate her classmate's charm forced her to reconsider her approach. Still under the influence of the Demon Master, Xiaoyu suggests to Sun Rong that she should give the lucky charm at night, revealing that she resides within the school premises. The scene changes to Zheng Luying manipulating her sister's spiritual arrow, lost in thought. She realizes that the declining spiritual power in the human world could weaken the seal on her cage, making it easier to break. Meanwhile, Wang Ling is in class with his friends discussing school legends. One legend suggests that on a specific date, one can catch a glimpse of the future by standing in front of a large mirror in the school. However, there are numerous other myths circulating, including the singing spirit of a woman, a mysterious hand emerging from the toilet, and an elevator rumored to lead to hell. Feeling hungry after hearing the myths, Wang Ling checks his locker for snacks. Shortly after, Sun Rong approaches him and lightly taps his head with a piece of wood. Guo Hao and Chan Qiu recognize this gesture as a secret code from Sun Rong to meet her at the school later that night. When night falls, Wang Ling meets Sun Rong at the school, accompanied by Chan Qiu and Guo Hao, much to her annoyance. Although Sun Rong tries to hide her irritation from Chan Qiu and Guo Hao, she is genuinely irritated. As they enter the school building, Chan Qiu becomes scared by the sound of a cat. To avoid being teased by his friends, he bravely volunteers to go ahead. However, he is startled when he encounters Xiaoyu, trembling in fear. On the other hand, Wang Ling becomes immediately suspicious of Xiaoyu's behavior, especially after Chan Qiu mentions her unusually cold body. At the same time, Zheng Luying successfully breaks free from her confinement, celebrating with loud laughter that echoes throughout the school. Mistaken for the laughter of a wandering female spirit, it unsettles Wang Ling and the others. Determined to escape, Zheng Luying discovers water holes connected to the school's plumbing system. Meanwhile, Chan Qiu and Guo Hao, using the restroom, are terrified by strange sounds coming from the water pipes. Their fear intensifies when the toilet suddenly overflows as Zheng Luying attempts to emerge. They scream and faint from the shock. Responding to his friend's screams, Wang Ling rushes into the restroom to find them unconscious. Upon further investigation, he encounters Zheng Luying trying to exit the toilet. Acting quickly, Wang Ling flushes the toilet, sending Zheng Luying back into the dungeon's aqueduct. Using her strength, she navigates to a nearby room and finds an elevator to ascend to the surface. Meanwhile, Xiaoyu and Sun Rong tend to the unconscious Chan Qiu and Guo Hao, who are still recovering from their shock. Wang Ling chooses not to reveal the truth about the incident in the restroom, instead suggesting that they simply slipped. With their friends incapacitated, Xiaoyu encourages Sun Rong to approach Wang Ling and spend some time alone with him. At the same time, Jingke informs Wang Ling about Zheng Luying's actions, prompting him to intervene. Zheng Luying manages to reach the top floor using the elevator, but Wang Ling intercepts her just before she can exit, sending her back downstairs. Shortly after, Sun Rong and Xiaoyu arrived, observing the damaged elevator and speculating that it might lead to hell. Xiaoyu then left Wang Ling and Sun Rong alone. However, both Wang Ling and Jingke became aware that Xiaoyu was under the influence of the Demon Master and was plotting something ominous against Sun Rong. The Demon Master waited for the right moment to abduct Sun Rong, taking her to the demon world to seek revenge for his family. This was triggered by the history of her ancestors, who had been relentlessly hunting demons in the western region for centuries. Later, Sun Rong led Wang Ling to the large mirror mentioned in their school legend, hoping to glimpse their future together. Meanwhile, Zheng Luying finally emerged and upon seeing Sun Rong, became determined to kill her on the spot. Beside the large mirror, Sun Rong recounted the legend associated with it, but Wang Ling was focused on Zheng Luying, who was observing them. Suddenly, Xiaoyu appeared and launched a direct attack on Wang Ling, revealing herself to be the Demon Master. Sun Rong drew her spiritual sword, but the Demon Master restrained her with his powers. As the full moon turned blood red, signaling the Demon Master's increasing power, he revealed that the large mirror originally served to seal the gap between the human and demon worlds. Now he planned to use it to open a portal to the demon world. Just as the Demon Master was about to drag Sun Rong into the demon world, Zheng Luying charged forward, trying to intervene. However, she was quickly subdued by Wang Ling, who rushed to Sun Rong's rescue. On the other hand, Zheng Luying's punch aimed at Xiaoyu succeeded in expelling the Demon Master from her body, sending him back to his realm and shattering a large mirror. Although Zheng Luying seemed annoyed with Wang Ling, he effortlessly defeated her with a single light punch. With Sun Rong unconscious from the ordeal, Wang Ling accepted the lucky charm she had intended to give him. Several days later, Chan Chou became absorbed in watching the live stream of a fairy named Su Da, neglecting his training in the process. He even offered a gift of traditional medicine from his family's heritage after learning that Su Da's master was seriously ill. Meanwhile, at the space station, Zhou Yi virtually convened with cultivation masters to discuss the decreasing value of spiritual power on Earth. Despite some masters considering it not too dangerous, Zhou Yi emphasized the importance of taking appropriate measures to prevent the demon world from exploiting the weakened barrier between realms. He warned of repeated infiltration attempts by demon world spies exploiting these vulnerabilities. During the meeting, one master suggested building a defensive wall, while another proposed preparing for war against the demons. Zhou Yi attempted to mediate, but another master, not physically present, suggested capturing a demon for interrogation to gather information about the demon world. The other masters agreed to this plan. Observing the master's deferential attitude towards the unseen master and their willingness to heed his advice, it became evident that the unseen master was none other than Wang Ling himself. Possessing spiritual power surpassing that of other cultivation masters, Wang Ling held significant influence. Wang Ling abruptly left the virtual meeting upon hearing from Gu Hao that Chan Chou was being scolded by his father at the school gate. Chan Chou's father, enraged by his son's significant drop in cultivation power, interrogated him about his actions. Initially understanding, Chan Chou's father forgave him, thinking he had good intentions. However, when he discovered that Chan Chou had stolen their family's traditional medicine, his father became furious, smashing Chan Chou's cell phone and threatening to disown him if he continued to watch Su Da's live stream. Gu Hao was puzzled by Chan Chou's drastic decrease in cultivation power just from watching a live stream. Sun Rong also found it strange, as while spiritual power could be transmitted through the internet, it shouldn't cause such a significant drop in cultivation power like Chan Chou experienced. Xiaoyu then explained the concept of devil magic, where devils often disguise themselves as attractive individuals to lure humans and drain their spiritual power. On the other hand, Chan Chou ignored his father's warning and continued to watch Su Da's livestream on the school computer. Upon learning this, Sun Rong and the others brainstormed ways to stop Su Da's streaming. Xiaoyu suggested the soul-splitting technique as the only solution, where one separates their soul from the body to enter the internet realm and stop Su Da's stream. However, this technique required a high level of cultivation power. Meanwhile, Hu Hou discovered a potentially effective method, hacking into the computer system to disrupt Su Da's internet connection using his Trojan horse-shaped digital spirit beast, which he had nurtured for years. Unfortunately, Su Da was prepared for the digital assault and easily countered Gu Hao's Trojan horse attack. Wang Ling remembered how Sun Rong had previously used an enchantment technique on Chan Chou and asked her to try it again to help their friend. Sun Rong agreed, and she almost convinced Chan Chou to stop watching Su Da's live stream. However, Su Da was determined to keep Chan Chou under her influence and used a stronger demonic enchantment to lure him back. Sun Rong felt discouraged when her attempts failed, especially after being outsmarted by a minor demon. Shortly after, Chan Chou's father arrived and was deeply saddened to find out that his son had fallen into the same trap as him, blinded by love. Ignoring his father's warnings, Chan Chou continued to watch the livestream, leading his father to destroy the computer. Despite this, Chan Chou persisted and used the soul-splitting technique to project his soul into the internet world to confront Su Da. There, he discovered Su Da's true identity as a malevolent demon who absorbed spiritual energy to heal her master, a demon master. Meanwhile, Chan Chou's father tried to wake his son, but Sun Rong informed him that it was futile as Chan Chou's soul was no longer in his body. Seeing this, Wang Ling asked Gu Hao for Su Da's livestream IP address, determined to rescue Chan Chou. Using his cultivation skills, Wang Ling successfully executed the soul-splitting technique and saved Chan Chou just before his soul could be absorbed by Su Da. After the incident, Zhou Yi and his team raided Su Da's hideout and found several large containers holding the stolen spiritual power of her victims, including Chan Chou. Although they managed to recover the victims' cultivation power, Su Da escaped capture. Later that night, Wang Ling watched the news and discovered that the multinational company owned by Sun Rong's family had gone bankrupt. Sun Rong's father sought help from his relatives to address the financial troubles his company faced, but none were willing to assist in their time of need. Meanwhile, Sun Rong felt disheartened as she witnessed her father's struggle with the burden of debt. In another place, a mysterious figure emerged, seemingly responsible for the financial downfall of the Sun Rong family. Shortly after, a representative from the Songhai City Court arrived at Sun Rong's home with a warrant to seize all their assets, including their house, forcing them to move. The next day, Wang Ling, Chan Chao, Gu Hao, and Yu traveled to Sun Rong's hometown, nestled at the foot of a mountain. Initially uncertain about finding Sun Rong's home in the remote mountainous area, they were surprised when she arrived swinging like Tarzan to greet them. Witnessing the stark change in Sun Rong's family's circumstances, which from wealth and abundance to poverty and living in a cave, left her friends astonished. Sun Rong explained to her friends that their family's possessions had been taken, leaving only the ancestral stone caves as their home. As Earth's spiritual power declined sharply, the fairy grass plant, essential for producing the golden pill, failed to yield a harvest, resulting in significant losses and ultimately leading to the bankruptcy of the Sun Rong family's company. Despite the grim situation, Sun Rong's father remained optimistic. He refused to let the family be defeated by their current predicament, believing that with hard work and determination, they could rebuild and overcome the financial crisis. Meanwhile, Jingke and his family celebrate the downfall of their rival, the Sun Rong family. They have eagerly anticipated the moment when the Tang family would triumph, plunging the Sun family into poverty. Jingke expresses his gratitude to a demon named Richmond, who orchestrated the bankruptcy of the Sun Rong family. Taking advantage of the decreasing value of Earth's spiritual power, Richmond spread negative information about the Sun Rong family's company, causing shareholders to flee and investors to withdraw. He warns the Tang family not to become complacent, as their mission to dismantle the Sun family is not yet complete, instructing them to proceed with the next phase of their plan. As Sun Rong's father reminisces about the Sun family's former prosperity, Sun Rong and Wang Ling find themselves alone by the waterfall. Sun Rong explains that the waterfall was once a significant source of spiritual energy, nourishing the ponds scattered across the mountains. However, due to the diminishing water flow, the pools have dried up over time. Sun Rong expresses concern that if the waterfall were to completely dry up, the mountain's pure spiritual energy would vanish from the earth. Touched by her words, Wang Ling offers his help, but Sun Rong declines, insisting on relying on herself. Later that evening, as Wang Ling and his friends prepare to leave, they witness a luxury car speeding towards Huaguo Mountain, Sun Rong's family home. Although Wang Ling recognizes the occupants of the car, he chooses not to intervene. During their train journey, they learn of the imminent acquisition of the Sun family by the Tang family, set to take place at Huaguo Mountain. The heirs of both companies, Jingke and Sun Rong, are to sign the agreement in blood. Wang Ling deduces that the luxury car they encountered belonged to the Tang family, indicating that they might be pressuring Sun Rong to sign the agreement. The next day, Wang Ling and his friends hurried back to Huaguo Mountain with the intention of rescuing Sun Rong from the potential despair of being coerced into a blood pact with the Tang family. Meanwhile, Mr. Tung discussed plans for a significant expansion of Huaguo Mountain with Sun Rong's father. Mr. Tung proposed cultivating plants to increase sales value and generate profits for the company. However, Sun Rong's father strongly opposed this expansion, fearing it would disrupt the mountain's pure spiritual veins. Upon arriving at Huaguo Mountain, Wang Ling and his friends faced resistance from Jingke's associates, who were adversaries from the spiritual sword competition. A heated battle ensued, during which Chan Chao and Gu Hao found themselves briefly trapped in a spider web controlled by Shobei, only to be rescued by Yu. Meanwhile, Wang Ling rushed to Sun Rong's location and saved her just in time to prevent her from making a blood pact. He quickly took her away, although her father reminded her of their agreement with the Tang family. Despite feeling compelled to agree to the pact to secure the future of the entire Sun family and its many employees, Sun Rong struggled with the decision. As the heir, she bore the responsibility of deciding the company's fate and the livelihoods of its employees. Despite her personal desires, she felt obligated to prioritize the well-being of others over her own happiness and future. Upon hearing Sun Rong's reasoning, Wang Ling and his companions reluctantly decided to leave, realizing they couldn't sway her decision to cancel the agreement. However, as they passed by the pond near the waterfall, Wang Ling sensed something wrong and ventured into the pond to investigate further. Wang Ling stumbled upon a mysterious object hidden in the pond, which he quickly retrieved, revealing it to be the devil worm. Unbeknownst to him, Richmond had manipulated the devil worm to drain spiritual energy from the waterfall on Mount Huago, leading to a significant drop in the stock price of the Sun Rong family's company. Richmond panicked when he realized that his plot to deplete the mountain's pure spiritual energy had been uncovered. Concerned for Sun Rong's safety, Wang Ling destroyed the devil worm and defeated Richmond. As a result, the stock price of the Sun Rong family's company skyrocketed. Consequently, the blood pact was invalidated, and the Tang family's attempt to acquire the Sun family's company was foiled. However, the story didn't end there. Zhou Yi and his team arrived to arrest the members of the Tang family after finding evidence of their collaboration with the demon world. In the meantime, the city of Songhai arranged a spirit sword arts conference, inviting all students from Songhai schools to showcase their sword art skills. The judging panel for this conference included Zhou Yi, Madame C from Faction 59 High School, and two skilled practitioners named Ling Yuan and Hanser. Ling Yuan and Hanser believed that spirit swords could be more than just weapons for combat. They could also be used to create captivating sword art performances. In another place, Richmond, still alive, is hatching a plan at the Sword Arts Conference. Sun Rong is the first participant, and despite not having showcased her sword skills yet, Madame C belittles her with insults. Unfazed by the insult, Sun Rong promptly demonstrates her family's inherited sword technique. The audience and judges are greatly impressed by her mastery in wielding her spiritual sword. However, Richmond interferes, causing her spirit sword to malfunction and attack the judges. Master Wang swiftly moves to rescue Madame C, sensing the imminent danger. As Sun Rong struggles to regain control of her spiritual sword, Zhou Yi and the audience blame her for the incident. Feeling bewildered and distressed, Sun Rong leaves the stage with a heavy heart. Wang Ling and Xiaoyu try to comfort her, assuring her that it wasn't her fault. Meanwhile, officials on the space station notify the organizers of the Sword Arts Conference, known as B Station, about the surge in spiritual energy due to millions of viewers tuning in from around the world. The subsequent contestants in the conference are Chan Chao and Gu Hao. They plan to perform a swordplay routine to uplift Sun Rong's spirits, hoping she will smile and forget the negative feedback about her performance. However, Richmond intervenes once again, causing chaos during their performance and nearly causing Chan Chao to injure himself with his own sword. This not only exposes them to ridicule but also leads Madame C to underestimate their skills, despite their previous victory over her students in the spiritual sword competition. While reviewing the slowed-down footage, Wang Ling notices peculiarities in Chan Chao and Gu Hao's swordplay. Meanwhile, the audience for the conference continues to grow, and the spiritual energy surges rapidly, indicating to Richmond that his plan to gather spiritual energy on a large scale is progressing smoothly. The conference continued, featuring Shou Bei from Faction 59 High School as the next participant. With her fusion of sword art skills and modern technology, she mesmerized the judges and the entire audience, creating a captivating performance. Unlike with students from Faction 60 High School, Richmond chose not to disrupt Shou Bei's performance, allowing her to receive praise and applause from everyone. As Chan Chao and Gu Hao returned to their seats, Sun Rong noticed the absence of Xiaoyu and Wang Ling. It turned out Xiaoyu was also partaking in the conference and was scheduled to perform after Shou Bei. Without her thick glasses, Xiaoyu looked stunning, her long hair flowing gracefully. Combining swordsmanship with dance techniques, she and her spiritual sword impressed both judges and audience. However, Richmond once again intervened when Faction 60 High School students appeared, making it difficult for Xiaoyu to extinguish the fire created by her spiritual sword. As the fire approached Xiaoyu's tree trunk, Sun Rong hurried onto the stage and rescued her. Sun Rong's determination to protect others allowed her to revive her spiritual sword, which had been destroyed in the spiritual sword competition. After extinguishing the fire and averting further danger, Sun Rong and Xiaoyu collaborated on a sword art performance that was graceful and exquisite. Surprisingly, their performance attracted 1 billion viewers and garnered praise from the judges and audience alike. Shortly after, Richmond appeared and thanked everyone for witnessing the remarkable sword art performance, which helped him gather a steady flow of spiritual energy from the 1 billion viewers. Richmond then confessed to using a high-level manipulation technique to control the audience through a worldwide live broadcast. However, he was astonished to find that his manipulation technique didn't affect Sun Rong and Xiaoyu. Wang Ling arrived and revealed that he had replaced Richmond's demonic magic formation with Sun Rong's enchantment technique. At first, Wang Ling's strategy appeared promising. However, Sun Rong lacked sufficient cultivation power to counter Richmond's manipulation technique. As a result, Richmond successfully controlled the 1 billion people who had watched the conference, turning them into his puppets. Amidst the impending chaos, the scene shifts to a heavily guarded dungeon where Zheng Luying is incarcerated. Due to her numerous escape attempts, she was kept in a specially designed cell that nullified her powers. Despite her efforts to manipulate the guards, they were immune to her charms. However, Richmond's demon manipulation technique affected everyone, including the guards. Because Zheng Luying was held in a cage meant to negate spiritual forces, she remained unaffected by Richmond's manipulation. This gave her an advantage in her attempts to escape from the prison. In a different place, Wang Ling, Sun Rong, and Xiaoyu try to escape and hide from the crowds controlled by Richmond. These people seem devoid of rationality, resembling zombies due to their manipulated minds. Jingke suggested using the memory loss technique, but Wang Ling refused, fearing it could diminish intelligence or cause permanent mental harm. Realizing their hiding place was compromised, Wang Ling led Sun Rong and Xiaoyu to climb the building with Jingke's assistance. Though it wasn't a conventional flying sword, Jingke complied with Wang Ling's instructions to make it function as one. Among those chasing them up the building, Chan Chou displayed impressive strength, easily ascending the structure. Upon reaching them, Chan Chou, still under the influence of the demon manipulation technique, professed his love for Sun Rong. However, she promptly rejected his advances, leaving him heartbroken. Surprisingly, Chan Chou's heartbreak shattered the grip of Richmond's demon manipulation technique, freeing him and others under its influence. Witnessing this, Sun Rong openly rebuffed the advances of those pursuing her, liberating them from Richmond's control, much like Chan Chou. Afterward, Xiaoyu suggested that Sun Rong conduct a live broadcast worldwide to counter Richmond's manipulation. However, they faced an issue as their cell phones couldn't receive any signal. Meanwhile, Zheng Luying appeared on a nearby signal tower, boasting about her ability to outsmart the guards and disrupt cell phone signals. Despite warnings from Wang Ling and the others about an approaching meteor, Zheng Luying continued to ramble on, leaving her unable to dodge when the meteor struck the signal tower. Using his abilities, Wang Ling traced the origin of the meteor and discovered Richmond's involvement in the scheme. With the signal tower destroyed, they brainstormed alternative methods for a live broadcast. Wang Ling suggested heading to the space station, revealing that he had 2 tickets gifted by B Station to a lucky viewer. Utilizing Jingke's ability to hover, Wang Ling and his friends rushed to the train station, the gateway to the space station. With only 2 tickets available, Chan Chou insisted that Wang Ling and Sun Rong use them to reach the space station while he and Xiaoyu stayed behind to fend off their pursuers. Long story short, Wang Ling and Sun Rong managed to board the train headed for outer space successfully. During the journey, Sun Rong felt a mix of emotions being alone with Wang Ling, finding the situation somewhat awkward. Sun Rong expected a love confession from Wang Ling, but he surprised her by suggesting they figure out a way to bring along Chan Chou and Xiaoyu by addressing their ticketing situation. Meanwhile, Chan Chou and Xiaoyu remained unnoticed by their pursuers, who were solely focused on Sun Rong, paying no attention to them. Upon arrival at the space station, Sun Rong prepared for her worldwide livestream. She began by reminiscing about her affluent upbringing as a member of the Sun family, where she always felt loved and cherished. However, everything changed when her family encountered sudden financial hardship. Sun Rong expressed her belief in self-reliance, emphasizing her participation in the conference as an opportunity to showcase her abilities, rather than relying on her family's former wealth for acceptance. Unexpectedly, Sun Rong was overwhelmed by the love she received. She humbly apologized, expressing that she only sought the affection of one person, which would be enough to bring her happiness. Sun Rong's sincere words touched people around the globe, breaking the grip of Richmond's demon manipulation technique. But Richmond wasn't finished. Thwarted by Sun Rong's revelation, he hurled a massive meteor towards Earth, posing a threat to all life on the planet. Wang Ling swiftly took action, destroying the meteor with his spirit sword before it could cause harm. As the shattered meteor fragments scattered across the sky, they created a stunning display visible even from the space station. In a tender moment, Wang Ling shared his favorite snack with Sun Rong as they admired the mesmerizing scene together. In a pivotal moment in the past, Richmond sought an audience with the Demon Emperor to inform him of Wang Ling's existence. Expressing concern about Wang Ling's concealed power behind a deceptive facade, Richmond received unrestricted authority from the Demon Emperor to destroy the human world, aiming to absorb all its spiritual energy into the demon realm. Richmond then attempted to hurl a colossal meteor at Earth. However, Wang Ling swiftly intervened, throwing Jing at Richmond, causing the meteor to shatter into fragments and defeating Richmond once and for all. Witnessing Richmond's rapid defeat, the Demon Emperor instructed the Demon Master to activate the dimensional lamps. Meanwhile, Sun Rong suggested to Wang Ling that they explore the space station before returning to Earth, which he agreed to. However, upon exiting the elevator, they found themselves transformed into three-dimensional forms. Perplexed by this unexpected change, Wang Ling realized that the transformation only occurred in their current location, while they appeared normal on Earth and other planets. As the Demon Emperor launched an unrelenting attack on the human world, the demon's invasion seemed unstoppable. Recognizing the grave threat to humanity's safety, Zhou Yi urgently convened an emergency meeting with cultivation masters to devise a plan. However, their usual communication channels via the space station were severed due to the demon assaults. Zhou Yi informed the masters that he had deployed his 7-star squads to counter the demon attacks, but they struggled to contain the onslaught. Despite their efforts, ensuring civilian safety became the top priority, leading to rapid evacuation measures. He also revealed that the fissure connecting the human and demon worlds was situated directly above Faction 60 High School. Additionally, Zhou Yi mentioned that the doom-breaking formation he had previously established for testing spiritual power remained intact, requiring someone with high spiritual power to generate thunder capable of defeating the demons. Identifying a person with sufficient spiritual power became increasingly difficult, especially after Zhou Yi lost contact with the renowned master, Wang Ling. Some speculated that Wang Ling's absence hinted at cowardice, given the grave situation facing the world. In Wang Ling's absence, one of the masters volunteered to carry out Zhou Yi's plan, expressing confidence in his own spiritual power. Meanwhile, Wang Ling and Sun Rong struggled to escape their predicament, feeling trapped with no visible means of exit. Wang Ling considered using a technique to free them, but he needed his spiritual sword, which was currently out of reach. In the human world, Zhou Yi and his squads fought valiantly against the demon attacks, simultaneously evacuating civilians to safety. Despite their efforts, they found themselves overwhelmed by the relentless demon onslaught. To counter the looming danger, Zhou Yi devised a plan to draw as many demons as possible to Faction 60 High School. There, the master aimed to unleash a potent thunderstorm over the doom-breaking formation to eliminate the gathered demons. However, the master's spiritual power fell short of eradicating all the demons. Realizing the threat posed by the doom-breaking formation, the Demon Emperor dispatched a massive boulder to dismantle it. Despite the master's efforts to stop the colossal stone, the Demon Emperor unleashed thousands of similarly sized boulders, each poised to wreak havoc on the human world. As the giant boulder descended, it unleashed hordes of demons into the human realm, spreading chaos and terror. Witnessing the catastrophic onslaught, Zhou Yi feared it signaled humanity's end, facing imminent annihilation. Sun Rong shared similar apprehensions, but Wang Ling reassured her not to lose hope, promising to find a solution to avert the world's destruction. Empowered by Sun Rong's spiritual sword, Wang Ling shattered the spatial seal imposed by the Demon Master, freeing them from confinement aboard the space station. He urged Sun Rong to remain there while he embarked on a mission to save the world, prioritizing averting the world's destruction. Amidst the prevailing pessimism and the looming threat, Zhou Yi and others were astonished by Wang Ling's sudden appearance, radiating a brilliant light that destroyed several colossal boulders. Wang Ling's heroic act garnered media attention, yet his true identity remained concealed within the dazzling aura surrounding him. As Wang Ling prepared to eliminate the remaining demons, he was surprised when a girl resembling Xiaoyu, with delicate butterfly wings, appeared before him. Using teleportation, she whisked him away from the scene. We are briefly transported to a moment when Xiaoyu boarded a train headed to the Demon Emperor's location. This delves into Xiaoyu's childhood, where her father trained her to manifest wings using her spiritual power, a skill she struggled to master. However, her wings never materialized, revealing her lineage as part of the butterfly race from another realm. Faced with the danger posed by their unique wings, Xiaoyu's father comforted her, emphasizing their value and vulnerability. Their conversation was abruptly interrupted by a demonic attack, prompting her father to send Xiaoyu to another world for her safety. In the human world, Xiaoyu finds refuge and is rescued by a woman whom she now considers her sister. In the present, Xiaoyu shares her life story with Wang Ling, recounting the conquest of her butterfly race and the destruction of their world by the Demon Emperor and his formidable army. The demons harbor ambitions of supremacy, seeking to dominate weaker races across the universe and harness their spiritual energy to augment their own power. Xiaoyu reveals to Wang Ling that the demons have subjugated numerous worlds, allowing the Demon Emperor to amass unparalleled spiritual power, surpassing any other being. Wang Ling admits to thwarting the demon's assaults a decade ago. However, Xiaoyu stresses that the Demon Emperor possesses far greater power than his underlings, and she intends to bring him directly before the Demon Emperor. In the human realm, Zhou Yi and his comrades faced despair amid the unrelenting demon attacks. However, a ray of hope emerged as Sun Rong broadcasted a message via live stream from the space station. Sun Rong emphasized that the demons had long planned their assault on the human world, expecting humanity to falter after witnessing the defeat of their revered masters and elite squads. She reminded everyone that they were all practitioners of cultivation, skilled in harnessing their inner power throughout their lives. Despite feeling disheartened, they possessed the strength to unite and confront the demons. Encouraging resilience, Sun Rong urged everyone not to surrender but to stand firm and defend their world against the demonic threat. Her impassioned speech stirred a renewed sense of determination among the listeners, emboldening them to face their adversaries. Observing Sun Rong's broadcast, the Demon Emperor praised her as a true sign of the illustrious Sun lineage. However, despite the human resolve, the Demon Emperor dispatched additional forces to ensure the conquest of the human realm. Meanwhile, Xiaoyu and Wang Ling arrived at the lair of the Demon Emperor. Xiaoyu, coerced by the Demon Master who held her sister captive, was forced to bring Wang Ling before the Demon Emperor. Under the command of the Demon Master, Xiaoyu and Wang Ling were forced to kneel before the Demon Emperor. However, Wang Ling remained unaffected by the Demon Master's power, effortlessly dispelling his influence with a simple gesture. Seeing his advisor's defeat, the Demon Emperor descended from his throne and launched an attack. Despite his efforts, the assault proved futile as Wang Ling effortlessly expelled the Demon Emperor from his palace. Unfazed by the Demon Emperor's threats, Wang Ling asserted his readiness to use his power without concern for the consequences. Despite the Demon Emperor's relentless attempts to overcome Wang Ling, he remained outmatched, ultimately becoming the target of Wang Ling's might. Watching the uneven battle, Xiaoyu marveled at Wang Ling's extraordinary power. The overwhelmed Demon Emperor questioned how a human like Wang Ling could possess such immense strength, unaware that humanity could rise above adversity to become a force surpassing even demons. Wang Ling explained that humans, despite enduring countless hardships, consistently triumphed because they refused to succumb to malevolent forces seeking to annihilate their world. Suddenly, the still-living Demon Master intervened, believing that a seal on Wang Ling's nape was the source of his power. However, their attempt to remove the seal proved fatal, unleashing Wang Ling's true, incomprehensibly potent power. In an instant, a colossal explosion obliterated the demon world, wiping out the Demon Emperor and his minions. The explosion extended to the demons in the human world, showering healing rain upon the inhabitants. Moreover, the surge in Earth's spiritual power alleviated all concerns, ensuring a brighter future for all. On the space station, Jingke informed Sun Rong that Wang Ling had destroyed the demon world. Meanwhile, Xiaoyu successfully rescued her sister and returned to Earth with her. Expecting retaliation for her betrayal, Xiaoyu feared Wang Ling's reaction. To her surprise, he harbored no resentment and instead requested her to urgently summon her father to provide a new seal. Wang Ling feared his uncontrollable power might endanger the world. After these events, Zhou Yi regained his status as a hero for his crucial role in defeating the demons. The townsfolk enthusiastically began rebuilding their ravaged town, thankful for the end of the demonic threat. With peace restored, life returned to its calm state. Chen Chao and Gu Hao remained curious about the mysterious top cultivator who had defeated the demons. Despite knowing it was Wang Ling, Sun Rong chose to keep his identity secret. Wang Ling and Zhou Yi visited the imprisoned devil frog, a demon, and released him from captivity. They expressed regret for falsely accusing him of spying for the Demon Emperor. At the Devil Frog's request to return to his homeland, Wang Ling informed him that the demon world no longer existed. So the moral of the story is always remember to check your pockets before vanquishing demon worlds. You never know when you might need a snack break.